Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with RTG Call Center Solutions, and in today's video, we're going to do a quick demo of Dialpad for Salesforce. So for those of you watching this video, you know that we specialize mostly in solutions for contact center or call centers that need a new phone system or communications platform. And Salesforce CRM is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Connor, I think it's like the most popular, if not the CRM out there in the contact center, call center world. But how about a special guest who's no stranger to the channel, Connor Revsbeck with Dialpad. Connor, first and foremost, thank you so much for being here and for your time today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to walk through our integration here with Salesforce.
Before we jump in, really quickly and briefly, can you tell the viewers who you are and what you do at Dialpad?
Yeah, definitely. So my name's Connor Revsbeck. I am a channel manager that supports RTG and Atlas IP. Previously, I served as a sales engineer for the last 6 years at Dialpad, so I still have my old credentials and can walk through our integration here. But any questions around the Dialpad product, obviously go through Prince and RTG, but I'll probably be your endpoint of contact too to help get that figured out.
All right, well, let's jump right in.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And for Salesforce, I'm going to start with my desktop application, but then also show what it looks like within Salesforce itself. So here I have the Dialpad desktop app, which we've covered in the past. I won't spend too much time here. I just wanted to point out a couple of things before I go into Salesforce itself. So my contact, Craig Smith, is my test number. Here you can see when I go into our conversation history, I have text messages as well as previous calls that we've shared together and summaries. On the right-hand panel, all of our native integrations in Dialpad exist. So for users that may not be living and breathing and working out of the CRM of their choice, let's say Craig calls me out of the blue, I can quickly come in and get the title, name, contact information, previous call and activity history, all available within my Dialpad desktop application.
Hey, before we move on, I'm assuming the reason you're watching this video is because you're searching for contact center service for your sales agents, team members, or call center. I want to remind you about our free consulting service to help you figure out which contact center service is best for you. We represent all the major contact center service providers in the USA, and we're paid by referrals only, so our consulting service is absolutely free. If you'd like my help, all you have to do is visit our website at www.rtgcallcentersolutions.com, and you can request help from my team and I via our Contact Us page. Filling out the form is super easy and takes less than a couple of minutes. So, if you're looking for new contact center service for your business, we can help. A link to our website is also in the description below this video.
And actually what I'll do here, I'll give Craig a call and then we can show what that looks like in Salesforce itself. So I'm going to give this a second to connect. As you can see, Dialpad, we offer the live transcription native with all of our licenses. I'm going to answer on my side here. I need to mute one side because I always get a little bit of echo, but there we go. Okay. So I'm in this live call and I'll take a few notes. So let's say, test call with RTG. Hello world. You can save that activity, add other notes. Ultimately, we'll log all the transcription, summary, things like that to Salesforce too. But if there's something specific the end user wants to log, all available right here within the panel. So I'll save that. Also, if Craig was not already a recognized number, we offer contact matching. So I could go through and say, this is the right contact or this is not the right contact as well. And so I have that up. I'm actually going to do a couple other plugs here. So let's say someone asks and they have a question around like a budget that could be offered. Dialpad can help direct them there. Or if there's questions around like timeline and things like that, we can have pop-ups recommended. And I'll show what all that looks like in Salesforce here. So this call has been about 1 minute long, which is great. I'm going to hang the call up now. There should be enough content in here for me to then show in Salesforce. So here's the call I just had. As you can see, the activity history already logged. So July 15th, test call with RTG. Everything's immediate on the Dialpad platform, so there's no having to go back and log. This all would automatically log out of the box if I want to put my own custom subject in. But let me grab my browser and then refresh. I have Craig's contact page already pulled up here. And I'll go through another call and workflow, but I do think it's important just to highlight the immediacy of all of these actions. So like I mentioned, I already made that test call this morning, and The activity history is logged. All of this information from all of these different fields in Salesforce is out of the box with our integration. So an admin will go on, have users sign up, use single sign-on from the Dialpad admin portal with their Salesforce credentials, and then all of this information will show. So my personal notes that I took, right, hello world showed. And then I also think it's important to highlight this link to our call summary page. Most of these CRMs charge for storage. And so if you were to have, a 30-hour long call with someone, putting the entire transcription in there would be pretty costly for a business. And so we link in to our call summary page here where I could go and then ultimately see the recordings, have the entire transcription history readily available too. Then last couple of things from this field or from this object scene activity history. All the metadata is available, right? So date, time, direction, duration in seconds, things like that. But also at the bottom here, we have a section for more Dialpad's AI-specific features. So like the call summary that we just had, again, automatically logged. It's not the entire transcription, again, because of the storage. But if a manager or an end user wants to come in and quickly get a synopsis of what was talked about, it's all pushed to Salesforce immediately. Couple other things, then I'll finish up with another call that take place from within Salesforce itself here. With our Salesforce integration, here's a text message I sent yesterday. I like pulling this up too because it's not just the calls that we log, but also SMS and MMS. And we also log them in the comments field here. You can see the date and time down to the second of which the calls are being sent or the text messages are being sent. So Connor said, good afternoon. And Craig responded with this image file, which is an invitation to my buddy's birthday next Friday. But as you can see, Jiffies, animations, all of that's going to be tracked within the Salesforce object itself. And then last thing, let me pull up, I believe this is the correct one. So this is a pretty long call I made last Friday. You can see it was over 10 minutes long, 500 some seconds. Dispositions for call center calls can get logged back to Salesforce. If you want to keep that your source of truth, we have a field for that as well. And then down at the bottom, we should have a bit more information in this Dialpad AI page. So a few of the specific features we went over in the contact center video for Dialpad, where we have playbooks and scorecards, CSAT scores, things like that, can also be logged into Salesforce. So as that manager, I can quickly come in and see, did Connor adhere to the playbook we set up for him or not? And on this call example, right, I did actually ask about the VIN number and the budget and the timeline, things like that. Even unique metrics that are specific to Dialpad can still be pushed to Salesforce if that's where you want to keep all of your information. So then last couple of things, I'll show what it looks like to work and breathe from within Salesforce itself. With all of our integrations, we have a CTI that can sit on the browser or the web page. CTI just stands for Computer Telephony Interface. And what that really means is if I click any number, the 10-digit number, we will have a hyperlink. And as you can see, a pop-up, the CTI shows. So right from within this window, I could send a text message or make a call back out to Craig. I don't have to use another application. So we get a lot of feedback that this is really popular for those users that, are power users within the platform itself. So here, same thing. I can make more, test, add more notes. Hello. So now I'm in this live call. Again, everything's taking place within Salesforce itself here. And I can even send text messages while on that call. Can log that information. Perfect. So now this is updated for me. And then just to harp on the immediacy of the integration, if I refresh my page here, scroll down to the activity history in Salesforce, there's the test call I just had, test, and the text message I sent while I was on that call. So there's no delay. It's all available right away. Okay, so last thing I wanted to point out, everything we've shown so far is available within a normal inbound contact center product. We do also have an outbound focused product within Dialpad with our call center, where if you do use Salesforce, we have an ability to set up a power dialer. Within these tabs, I have a couple of configured lists already. And let me see if I have one that I can steal from one of my colleagues.
This is a huge ask, by the way. This is something that I get a lot of folks asking about is there an ability if they have a list that a team or an individual like sales agent needs to call so they don't have to manually keep dialing or something like that?
Jordan, Dimitri, Christopher, Brian. So I have a few other team members that are all assigned to this power dialer. I'm going to add myself. I should say assigned to this list. Let me save this. These lists can be pre-configured by an admin. So essentially what it does is you can go through and I'll edit one of these just to kind of show how we pull them. But you can get as specific as you want within Salesforce for these. So my colleague Aldrich created this one, which we just named Avengers. And there's a few key metrics that we have to have. Which object are we pulling for? Is it a lead or a contact in Salesforce? And then is the list type static or dynamic? So static means as you update and add further contacts that meet the criteria you've set here, do you want them to be pulled into this list, or do you want to have this list end right away after you've created it? So Aldrich has this as static, where there'll be no other records pulled in. And you can filter by, as granular of fields and credentials as you'd like. And then you can ultimately save that. I'm going to cancel because I don't want to mess with Aldrich's plan for now. Okay, so I've assigned that list, and you can see there's a power dialer tab that pops up for the user. I can then click start, and it'll then run through that list for me automatically, which is pretty nice. It's not like you have to go through and dial every single user that you're looking for or drop a voicemail for everyone. It'll just run through it. It also is pulling up that contact for me right away, so I know who I'm speaking to. I'm going to hang up this call because I'm actually getting Mario's hold music right now while I'm on that demo. So I stopped the power dialer. If I would have just clicked end, it would then move on to the next contact in that list. So I'm going to log this call and minimize for now. But as you can see, it pulls up that user's information, so I know exactly who I'm speaking to as soon as they answer. And it just saves a ton of time for anyone that's going through outbound sales motions, where a manager can come in, assign a call or assign a list to a user, and say it's 10, 100 users or so. You just sit down, fly through them, and you're not dragging or dreading over having to click contact and call every specific person and look them up, everything. It's a huge time saver. Great. Okay. That is most of what I had planned to show here from the Salesforce side. Any other questions or workflows that of Prince I can outline?
For the Dialpad team, or historically at Dialpad, what industries have you guys seen that are using Salesforce, adopt Dialpad solution for Salesforce the most? What types of businesses?
Yeah, good question. It's in tons of industries. Salesforce, like you mentioned at the beginning of the call, is like the largest player in the room, and it's more than just sales teams, which actually is a good plug for me. I'm right now in our sales hub within Salesforce, but I can easily switch over to, let's say, we don't have one on this one, but the ServiceNow hub. So companies that might be using Salesforce as like their ticketing system for inbound support issues is pretty common. They've been pushing that a lot more. So we can come in, instead of logging calls to just like activities, we could log them to cases instead of opportunities as well. So really, any industry that's in using Salesforce. I will say Oracle was like the first CRM in the business, but Salesforce was the first cloud CRM. So more modern-ish companies seem to adapt Salesforce a lot quicker. But modern is also, anyone that's had a CRM for the last 20 years, it seems to be moving closer and closer to Salesforce. So, but I will say it works for not just sales teams, right? It's support teams as well.
Another question, it could be a broad question. It's kind of a piggyback off the same question. What size customer do you typically see? Like how many agents or extensions, users on the platform do you typically see will be using a Dialpad for Salesforce CRM platform?
I would say anyone from 5 to 10 agents. Anyone that has like a manager that wants to be able to supervise or coach, give feedback to other users, is usually like where we start at. And then Dialpad itself, like we play really, really well in the 10 to like 500 call center range.
Well, thanks so much, man. I definitely appreciate you coming back to the channel to share, this with me and the viewers. So as always, thanks for your time.
Of course. Yeah. Appreciate it.
So for those of you who are watching, if you're watching this and you're thinking, hey, you know what? I'm a Salesforce CRM user. I'm, either unhappy with my current communication solution, or maybe, what you have isn't necessarily bad. It just doesn't give you all of the features, the availability, and also sort of the data archiving and visibility into certain data and analytics that you'd want from specific communication with your customers, also tied in with Salesforce. If you're interested, our information is going to be below this video as always. If you reach out to us, I'll quite literally connect you up with Connor and his team so that they can speak with you, to find out a little bit more about your business. Also show you a demo similar to what you've seen today, but maybe specific, dive a little deeper into features that are more specific to what you require. And of course, the cherry on top is get you a quote with special pricing from us through Dialpad. As always, this is Prince Rich with RTG Call Center Solutions. I'll catch you guys again in the next video.